So let's look at a buyer of a straddle. Okay, a buyer of a straddle. I'll just show you what the diagram looks like. Okay, just concentrate on the dark line here, the V shape. That's what we're ultimately going to go with. And I always like to say that the straddle, the V shape, is also representative of V for volatility. And this is the reason why we're doing a straddle, is because we expect there to be a lot of volatility in the markets, like the way we witnessed there a number of weeks back. So with that volatility, we're uncertain as to the direction with the way the stock price or the stock market is going to go. So all we're doing here is, because of the volatility, you want to, let's say we're a speculator, you don't know whether to buy calls because the stock could go up. You don't know whether to buy puts because the stock could fall, but you still want to participate in the market. So what you do is you buy calls and you buy puts. So you're going on both sides of the trade because of the uncertainty. And when you're buying calls and puts, you just, as a buyer, you will end up with that red line diagram, okay, potentially with Apple. If it's 275, you don't know whether it's going to go up, so you buy the call and you'll end up with this profit profile here, straight line. And you're uncertain because Apple could fall. And if Apple did fall and you had bought a put option, you will end up with this blue line, also from 275. If you combine those two, I'm just going to put my call in here temporarily. If I put in my call here, forget about the flat line. Look at, you'll end up with your V shape. So the call along with the put, when we do it, will have that V shape. There's the put, the blue, there's the call, the red, combined together. It's a little bit down, and I'll explain why. It's because you're buying two of them. You're buying a premium. That's your premium for the call. That's your premium for the put. They happen to be the same price here, which means you're paying double. So that's why it's double. So that's what we're going to look at. With a straddle, by the way, the strike price has to be the same. So if you choose 275 for the call, you have to choose 275 for the put. If you chose a different strike, what you're doing is called a strangle. You're choosing a 275 for a call, and then you choose maybe a 270 for a put. That's called a strangle. Okay, and we're not doing that. Premium price for the, let's say the call option is, and I have to go back to my table just to show you where it is. So I chose a strike at 275 here in the center. The call is 1310. My put is 1269. So you can see it's almost double what I'm going to be paying for my straddle because of the uncertainty in the marketplace. So the premium for the call is 1310, and the premium for the put is 1269. So that's the information I need. And again, you might think, if I give you this in the exam, he never gave us any actual prices. By the way, this table isn't given to you. You don't have to use this table either. I'm going to knock out those last three. Don't be worried, okay, because you can just create your own price. So my exercise price, this becomes quite repetitive once you're kind of getting familiar with everything. You put in your exercise price. Let's do your actual prices. So my first actual price, let's just keep it at the 276. You don't have to put in 276. So I'll put that in the center, a price that's very close to the strike. To make things easier, I probably just would have put an actual price of 275 anyway in there.
250.
250, right? Let's explain why I could go with 250 and why I might suggest something else, because I used 250 already and it's fine. If we make it easier for ourselves. And look at the premium. So if the premium for the call and the premium for the put combined, that's going to cost me $25.79. Okay, so let's look at, if you put in the 250 here, you're going to gain on the put. I'm going to jump ahead here and tell you it's the gain on the put. You're going to gain on the put of $25. Your premium cost you $25.79. So therefore you're going to lose 79 cents. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go with 250. Some people might like to show a profit and might decide instead, maybe just choose $200 or $225. So if you want to write in 250, it's perfectly fine, still full marks. Well, it's just to get the illustration ready to see the points, that's all. But we will, because we'll end up with a diagonal line, you will also get beyond that. So it's just all depends on where we're falling, but you'll be able to still mark your point and be able to draw the same straight line as me. Okay, so 250 is fine. I won't use it for this one. I might just go with the 225 from what we saw earlier on in the first example. And likewise, I won't go $25 here. The reason why I'm not going $25 difference here is because it's just less than the combined premium price. It was okay earlier on for the calls because I still made a profit because $25 was greater than the 1310. Likewise, it was greater than the 1269. So I might put in here a $50 difference. So I'll go with 325. Okay, let's skip the abandoning exercise, okay, and go straight to the premium. You might write a note out here because it might get confusing for you later on when you look back on it. But the premium is, remember, you're a buyer of the straddle, which means you have to buy the call and you buy the put. So your total premium is going to cost you for this protection $25.79. These two added together, 1310 plus 1269, 25.79. So that's what you pay today. And hopefully you'll be able to recover from that come May 15th because of the uncertainty in the marketplace. You don't have to wait out until May 15th to close it. Remember, options can be closed at any time if they're American style options. So you can close this out tomorrow if you make a profit and you don't want to hold on to May 15th, because with uncertainty it kind of subsides after a little while. So you might not want to hold on to that position for a while. Okay, let's look at then what happens if the stock price ends up being less than the current strike price. And you have to think in terms of both the call and the put. And we're just repeating what we did for the buyer, the call and puts. So this is all coming together in one question. So let's look at the call. You bought a strike of 275 with the expectation that the price could go up. The price didn't go up, the price fell, which means you can buy the stock at 225 instead of 275. Therefore, you abandon the option at the call price. This is just repeating what we did earlier on. And because you abandon the option for the call, you let the writer keep that premium. Regarding this one here, at 276.10, you're going to exercise the call. You can do either because it's pretty much close, but I still like to take that $1.10. It means that the price ends up being higher than the strike, which means you can exercise the option, meaning you can buy the stock at 275 instead of the current price of 276. And likewise, the stock ends up being 325, but you bought the call option to buy the stock at 275, which means you're going to also exercise that option to buy it at 275 rather than the current price at 325. The opposite is the case for the put premium. So if you want to quickly go through this, wherever you have abandoned for the call, you have exercise for the put, and like vice versa, exercise and now abandon. But let's explain why. You bought a put option because you expect the prices to possibly fall. And you would like to sell, if you had your stock, you would like to sell the stock at the 275, the current strike. Prices actually fell to 225, which means that you can actually exercise your put and sell at 275. Therefore, you will go with exercising your put option, allowing you to sell at 275 rather than 225. And if the stock ends up being higher than the current strike, it means why would you want to sell at 275 when you can sell at this? Therefore, you abandon your option, because if you exercise your option, it means you have to sell at 275. You abandon your option and you sell at 276. Likewise, you will abandon the put option here because you would rather sell at 325 rather than the strike of 275. And those two combined will determine what your overall profit and loss will be. We don't have to go into the detail. All you have to do now is, remember I said wherever you see exercise, you take them away. Wherever you abandon, you don't take them away. Well, you have exercise here anyway. Exercise is the dominant one. So wherever you see exercise, you still take them away. Here's a difference of 50. 50 minus 25.79 is going to give me my profit. There's an exercise here, which means you take that away and you subtract it from this. And again, there's an exercise here, which means you take those away, $50 minus this. So let's do those calculations. $50 difference minus your 25 is going to be a positive 24.21. I'm just going to put in a positive here. The difference here is $1.10. So we have now plus $1.10 minus 25 is 24.69. And likewise, we have a $50 gain on the call, and we subtract that, and you'll see there's symmetry there. So let's have a look at drawing this. So I'm just going to mark off my actual prices. Ignore these lines. Look, I'm going to take these lines out there, to be honest. They're putting me off. 225. Don't worry about the scaling or anything here. So I'll draw my call option. My call option premium, I need to mark off. So I don't have it in a table. My call option premium is here, 13.10. So from my exercise price and the 13.10, I'm going to mark off my break even. So we already calculated that in the very first diagram, but just to recap on it, 275 plus my 13.10 is 283.10. There's 300 here. So 283.10 looks around here. Okay, and this is perfectly fine, as I said. Okay, so that distance that I'm going to have here, I'm going to measure off here. And we have negative 13.10. And a call option, if you're a call, we're going to abandon everything at a stock less than a strike. We're going to start exercising, get our money back, break even. Okay, best I can do. So that's our call. And with the put, if you remember, the put premium was 12.69. And we will mark off that negative 12.69 here. It's just slightly less. There's a negative 12.69. And I'm going to match that up as a coordinate with my strike. And my 12.69, I'm kind of doing a reverse now because I use 13.10 as a guide. My 12.69 will show a break even in around here. And we calculated that before. Remember, it's your 275 minus your 12.69. So that looks like my distance here, which is equal to this. And you abandoned, look at your put. As a buyer, you abandon at prices above your strike. There, look. So that means you're going to flatline across here. And then you're going to exercise at prices below. And you will break even. And you have that, well, it's starting to look like a V shape. So overall, your straddle will look like this. Your straddle has a total premium of 25.79. So this plus this is going to give us maybe 25.79. That looks as if it's around here. Going to mark that off as a coordinate at your 275. And all I do is to find, you can find your parallel line. So with a straight edge, you just follow the guide with the red, parallel to the red, parallel with the blue, or you can identify your break evens. All your break even is 275 plus your 25.79. So it'll be, what's that? $300.79. So which may be here. I'm just going to cut right through. You'll see that naturally it follows a parallel line. And on the downside, your break even will be 275 minus 25.79, which will be 249.21 cents, which might be around here. And again, you cut through that with a straight line and you'll see naturally it follows a parallel slope, and that's your straddle.